Hey guys, G here. Just wanted to share a few ayahuasca experiences with you guys. I've recently just got back from Costa Rica, and every time I go there, I have the most incredible, mind-blowing experiences with one of my favorite plant medicine teachers, which is Mother Ayahuasca. And in the past, I had a lot of fear going into these experiences, but the more I've sort of developed a relationship, that sort of fear has waned a bit, and now it's more of like a dance or an exploration of what is possible. And I know that that doesn't mean that I don't have difficult or challenging experiences anymore. A lot of times, a lot of pain, a lot of purging, a lot of sickness. But I've changed my perspective so that I really look forward to that, because I see it as a healing, where I'm transforming myself, where, part of this getting better is, you have to sort of feel that pain a little bit as you're transforming. Like when the butterfly transforms, I'm sure it's painful. When a mother gives birth, like there's a little bit of pain involved in that. So the same thing goes in the ayahuasca ceremony. If you want to fear that transformation, then you're not going to fully grow. Like the phoenix coming out of the fire, it sort of has to burn a little bit first to sort of have that transformation. So in the ayahuasca ceremonies, it's like I bring it on. A few times I've learned, or from hearing people talk, is that nature rewards courage. So when you're feeling horrible and you're feeling sick, it's not, hey, let's stop and give up. Let's keep going. Let's have another cup. And so just following that mantra of trying not to have fear, and whenever fear comes on or pain comes on, just go a little bit deeper and just really dive in. I've had some incredible experiences when you come out the other side. So, you have to just look beyond all the chaos. And, like right now with all the stuff that's going on in the world, it's like, I feel like the world is giving birth to something new. And I have an experience I'm going to share that just talks really about that. So this was the second night out of 4 drinking ayahuasca. And I drank a lot of cups this night. Doesn't really matter how many, but I drank a lot, and I was really drunk on the medicine, but I wasn't really sure if anything was going to happen. I thought I was just going to be laying there and just, enjoying a nice night. It was calm. I had another cup just to see if I could push a little bit more, but it seemed like nothing was happening. And I went to go lay down outside under the stars, and as I was, rubbing my hands against the grass, looking up into the Costa Rica night sky, and if you've ever been to Costa Rica on a clear night, you can see that there are stars beyond stars. You can see right through the galaxy, and it's quite a feat to witness. Living in Canada, we have all this light pollution. You don't really see that far into the night sky. Sometimes if you go up north far enough, you can. So I'm there, lying there, and I'm just looking, and I catch a shooting star or two, and I really just start to slow my breathing down intuitively, almost to like a point where I wasn't breathing at all. And it was like I was breathing with the rhythm of the earth. That's what sort of the thought sort of came into my mind. It was like this telepathic communication as I'm touching the earth. And we started having this dialogue. And the dialogue is not really in words, it's more like in thoughts. And the thought was just me thinking about what a plague we are, what a virus humans are to the world. And it's interesting how right now we're so afraid of this virus, coronavirus, like it's going to take over and kill some of us and ruin things and cause a muck. But really, in the greater scheme of things, what are we doing to this planet and to ourselves as society? So it's a good reflection, maybe we should change the way we are. Maybe these viruses coming out as a reflection of our own consciousness. It's a whole other conversation. So I'm thinking about how, there's so much rape and murder and pollution and just all this kinds of craziness. And I just really feeling really bad, and not knowing what to do. And as I'm laying there, the earth is like, don't worry, don't worry, child. This is part of a process. Like this chaos that's happening is part of this birthing process where a new humanity is being born. And, seeing the shooting stars, it just told me, it was like, if things get way too out of control, where, it's on the brink of some, like this will never end, in the way that you think of like starting and ending. A meteor will come, hit the reset button, wipe out 98% of humanity, and then we start again. And we keep evolving, and we keep growing, and eventually we get to a point where we transcend this experience. And that was kind of profound, but I still wasn't really sure what that meant exactly. And as I'm thinking about this cataclysm event, I start having this vision of me with my children and my wife, and this massive wave coming. After a meteor hits, it'll hit the ocean, it'll send this huge wave that'll wipe out everything in its path, just destroying land, moving massive boulders, whatever. It's cataclysm. And so we see this meteor come in the distance, and we know we have 30 seconds to a couple minutes to to basically say goodbye. And I'm holding my kids and my wife, and they're just screaming and crying, and the sky is going black, and people are going crazy. And I just remember holding them, saying, "Don't worry, don't be afraid, close your eyes, it'll all be over soon." And just to backtrack a little bit, my intention for the night was about resistance. I was reading a book at the time called The War of Art, and The War of Art talks a lot about resistance. And I have a pretty free-flowing life where I don't think I have a lot of resistance in my life, but I wanted to see where's the last bits of resistance, or where do I have resistance in my life that maybe I'm not aware of, or that I can't see. And so I set that as the intention. And so I'm having this experience where I'm seeing my family die, my wife die, and it was horrible. And then that wave comes and we end up dying. So I have sort of like an ayahuasca death experience. And if you've ever had that before, they're pretty interesting. I've had a few times. That's what you're going for, is a death experience. Because usually on the other side of it, there's all these insights that come to you. So after that, I started having these other death experiences where I'm super frustrated. I'm trying to feed my family. It's cold outside and we're starving to death, and I get eaten by a pack of wolves. I'm like, okay, like this is a horrible death. And I start thinking that no one should ever have to die any death like this. You know, this is like, what kind of humanity do we live in? You know, who created this world where we have to suffer like this? We have to have these deaths. And as I'm thinking that and just visualizing these horrible ways to die, and about all the rape and murder that's going on right now that people are experiencing, and thinking that no one should have to do that, I get this sort of voice inside my head that says, yeah, you did die those ways. This is not a vision of the future. This is not just an imagination. This is a past life that you had, and you died. Your children and family died in your arms. You died trying to survive in crazy conditions. But it's okay, because you're back again. You came back, and now you get to live again. And you get to love your family again. You get to hold them in your arms again. And that moment that you thought you were losing them, that was just one life of many that we live here on earth. And as soon as that sank in, my heart just exploded, and I started crying, because I realized it's true. I'm here again. And it was thanking me for dying, for living that life, learning those lessons. And every time you die and you come back, the vibration of the world changes. We grow a little bit, we evolve a little bit more. And as we go through these harder times, it's part of this process where we're letting out all of this negative, low vibrational energy. It's coming to the surface, and we have these opportunities to now transcend that, and to come back and die again, and come to this eclipse where eventually we're gonna hit this point where we evolve completely. There'll be no more war, no more viruses, no more bacteria. Maybe we might not even have to eat anymore. Maybe we might not even have to, we can maybe fly, and maybe we might not even have bodies. Maybe we look like aliens. Maybe we just pure energy. We don't know what that's going to look like, and that's the whole fun part of this process that we're in. You know, we just keep coming back as these soul beings until we transcend. And so it was thanking me for my role in this process of coming back, and now showing me that this was the resistance that I had. And then I realized that, like, why do I love end of world movies? These scenarios of like doomsday, like apocalypse, or Armageddon, or these videos about zombies, or like all these crazy things. I'm like, why was I so fascinated with that? Because I lived there before. It happened to me. Why am I a prepper? Why do I have all of these supplies and food stocked for the end of the world scenario? Because this happened to me before. I had this fear in the back of my mind. But the ayahuasca was showing me there's nothing to be afraid of, because even if you die, you're going to come back again, and you get to experience it all over. And these temporary pains, these temporary things that we're so worried about, that we fear so much, that hold us back so much, we don't need to worry about it, because it's insignificant in the greater scheme of things. So it's just telling me to let go, and to love, and to live every moment like it's your last. Love your children. You have them here again now. And if another cataclysm comes, hold them tight, kiss them on the forehead, and say, I'll see you soon. So, you know, this blew my mind. And then I realized also that all that resistance I had was there, you know, in the back of my mind, these fears of losing my children, losing, you know, my life, and all these things. And I realized that that's the reason why they're so afraid. My children are afraid to be alone. They're afraid to go to the bathroom by themselves, because in a past life they died in my arms, not wanting me to ever leave them. They always wanted to be by my side. So now psychologically, in their subconscious, they have that memory. And now it's, as a father, my role is to let them feel unafraid, to show them that it's okay to sort of grow and learn again. And that was one of the most profound experiences of my life. And after that moment, all the fear was gone. Coronavirus, bring it on. End of the world, hey, listen, if that's supposed to happen, that's fine. And I could see how someone like Jesus, who sort of knew that, openly went through what he did, with love and compassion for those that did it, because he 100% knew that this wasn't the end, wasn't the beginning or the end. There was this unending sort of experience that the soul goes on and lives through many, many lives and many, many experiences. So the main takeaway from that, I don't know how to sum that up, but it was one of the most profound experiences of my life. And I hope that you get to experience something like that one day, because it's one thing to hear someone talk about it, but there's another thing to experience and have that knowing that it is true. And even if it is not true, the ayahuasca creates an experience that is so impactful for you that it will remove that resistance. So maybe if it to create a story for me to believe that this is true, it did its job in releasing that fear and resistance that was in my life. So thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, follow, check out our documentary, Psyched Out, and I'd love to hear from you soon. Peace. Check out our podcast, Elemental Awakening.